We could have been anything we wanted to be. We could bad. Too right we can, son. Well, it's Saturday morning, boys and girls, and I'm going to update my sort of emerging markets account and just have a little bit of a chat of it for... It is impressive as well. But it's not really. Some people don't like it. And some people don't get what I do. Before I play the intro, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to move some money around in BlackBull, but I'm going to explain why I'm not putting it in the bank at this moment in time. And then I'll show you kind of the power of what small accounts can do. But what you got to remember is everything I do is live. I never have a script. I might have an idea in my head, but I don't necessarily have a script. And I'm the same when you ever see me go to market. And I pull a chart up. I'll never use a rollback chart. It is always current charts. And sometimes there's just nothing there. You can't trade it. And I'm a big advocate of not chasing the market. If you've got to wait, you wait. And I think that's one of the best lessons I can give people. Because so many times it's a case of, where do I get in? How do I get in? I need to get in. Where would you get in on this chart? Well, if there's nothing there, I won't get in. I'll wait. Because I'd rather wait and be right than just get in because I want to get in and then have to fight the market like hell. And if I'm wrong, well, I'll get out. It's that simple. And I'll show you. So let's roll the intro and I'll talk you through it. And a warm welcome to one and all. So what we're going to do today, it's Saturday morning, it's kind of coffee with Scruff. On a Saturday morning, I sort of mark up my charts, tidy up a few sort of emails that I've missed, and sort of whatever's in my head, I switch the camera on and away we go. Now, this week, I've got a comment on the videos about how there's a part missing. I did a video recently, 200 to 100k, which is essentially what the Vanguard is, because the guys in the group saw it being built from nothing. And we've built many an account from 200 quid. Now, last year you saw me build it, and how many holidays did I have last year? Every single one of them was built from a single 200 quid, where I built the account up, took the money out, left 200 quid in it, had a holiday, and then built it up again, had another holiday, built it up again, had another holiday. But this year, what we're doing is we're going to Benidorm as a group. We're actually having an event in Darlington. And again, it's not something I want to do. It's what the guys wanted, so I'm arranging it.
Who'd be stupid enough to do that?
Justify, stupid.
And the Darlington one is pretty much sold out. Well, it's sold out straight away, funny enough. And then when I was sorting out the menus, because we sort of providing sort of lunch and everything, they offered me a better room, which had a few extra seats, and they just got put out this week as well, and they're pretty much gone as well. So it's going to be a great event because there's people interested. And what I do in these events...
Drink! Take! House! Girls!
I know, it's £100 against me. But then this comes in. Yeah. Then this one comes in, and it's superb. It's... Please get me out. Get me to break even. I've got to get to break even. And as soon as it goes blue, 10 pence, you pull the plug. And you're like, thank fuck for that. But you've just spent 3 hours shitting yourself. And why? Because you didn't respect the chart in the first place. You didn't expect how much it cost in the first place. But you went in with an arrogance that you're right. That chart will show you how quickly that arrogance can evaporate.
I'd buy that for $1.
What I want to do in the event is, the agenda is it's meet and greet. I'll give you some mindset and reasons to trade, etc., etc. But then I'll take you through planning long-term strategy, so you can trade around a job, have our lunch in the afternoon. I'll show you how to do day trade, how to read a market, how to understand the market, how to then manage the market, and then have an open Q&A. And then that way, I think I'm giving value. And I've costed it out so that it's break even. So I don't get anything from this. And if you ask any of the guys in the squad, they saw exactly what the numbers are. And this ain't no money maker. I'm doing it for you.
Good job.
Because I've been to loads of these events in the past, and I've been a speaker at these things. And I'm one of the few that'll actually show you how the charts operate. In other words, I'll say this is a strategy and this is what you do. Most of them is just, oh yes, I've been in the market so long, the psychology is this, and I've made a gazillion. Oh look, I've wrote a book. Where's the value for that? There isn't any. So that's why I do my events the way you've kind of just seen. And it's interactive. You know, I will do slides, but then it's into live charts and a Q&A, so we can talk to each other and actually physically get to meet each other. I've been to events where the other speakers won't even speak with me. You know, they're just away. They come do the bit and bugger off. Whereas I'll stay all day and I'll talk to you guys.
Bring on the dancing girls. Get rid of this idiot. Fuck you. Off.
So, sorry, I was off on one. It's just got me doing it this morning. Go back to this comment. It said missing something in the middle. Well, I'm not, because the whole channel is a journey. You're not going to be rich or make money off a 15-minute video. And if you are, well, you're a fucking moron. And people don't like me saying that, but I'm still going to say it. And they say, you can't say that. Well, I can, I did, and I probably will again. Why? Because think about it in common sense terms. If you want something, you've got to work for it. And you're not going to get it in 10 minutes. And this, I don't understand it. I genuinely don't. And I don't understand the psyche of the microwave culture of I want it now, but I don't want to give anything for it. And I'm not talking about giving money or anything like that. I'm talking about giving commitment, giving time, putting in the hard knocks. These are things nobody will ever talk to you about. Burgers when I was 17, and now I'm 19. I'm a multimillionaire with a private jet. Yeah, of course you fucking know. I've done this a long time, and I'm not even close to a millionaire. Not even close. I live a good life, but I've also been through the hard times. I still go through the hard times, but I'm very clever with my money. You know, I'm not tight or anything like that. And anybody who's been out with me knows that. I'll always stand my ground, because I got a comment the other day saying I was stingy because I won't pay somebody to do a thumbnail. Why the fuck would I want to pay somebody to do a thumbnail? Most of the thumbnails out there I think are crap anyway. And I want to do these things. I've spent a lot of money on equipment, lighting, the camera, the mic, various other bits and pieces. But why did I spend that? Because I enjoy this as a hobby. That's it. So it's not about being stingy, getting somebody to do a video editing or something. I would if I thought it was a business. But I would employ somebody directly. It's like my website. I employed somebody to do that, and I spent a lot of money on it. And the website was, again, came from you guys. You wanted it because you wanted the resources of the modules away from YouTube, because there's certain people out there can't access YouTube's sort of various modules. So the website was made to accommodate those people. So everything I do is based around requests and one thing and another. But I do have a thing in my head about freeloading and one thing and another, because I came from nothing. Everything I got, I worked for it. Nobody gave me a damn thing. And when I lost everything, everybody turned their back on you. I found there was very little human faith. So it does jade you a little bit. Although there was one guy, and I love him to bits, and he held his hand out and said, I'd help you at that time. And he did restore human faith in me. And whatever this guy does, short of sleeping with Joanne, I'll look after him the rest of his life, you know. And a lot of the time he doesn't even have to ask. You know. So there we go. Anyway, cut long story short. It's like the sermon according to Scruff, this, isn't it? And I know a lot of people don't like it. And do you know why I ramble on a bit like that? Well, there's two reasons, actually. One, I kind of get off on a thread and I disappear off down a different rabbit hole. And it takes me a little while to come back because I'm old. And the other is, I know for a fact it'll shake the freeloaders and the dickheads out.
Oh, here we go.
No. BlackBull. What is BlackBull? Why do I use it? Well, BlackBull is the MT5 platform that I use. I use it simply because it mirrors into prop funds. And I've grown to like MT5. And of the brokers that I use for this, I only use IG's my main funds. Love the web trader. BlackBull is my MT5 choice. And it's because of the leverage. I can have a very small account, use the leverage not to increase position sizes. And I did get clipped on that yesterday. And I'll show you it. But to open up assets that I normally wouldn't be able to afford. In this case, pound JPY. Pound JPY is quite an expensive market. And if you haven't got leverage, you can't afford to open up a position. You position size to your account size. Now, this only has a couple £100 in it. And it's one of the ones we started. So I'm doing 250 on the web trader that you saw last week. And I'm going to alternate how I get money out of them. So it'll be MT5 one week, web trader the next. And I'll do that each time just so I can feed into the Vanguard every week. But the reason behind today's video is there's a problem here. And I need to build it up. And I'll explain that when I go on to the back end. But as you can see over the last couple of days, it's done all right off sort of pennies. But I put a 0.3 position in when it should have been 0.10. And I got clipped. Overall, it didn't really matter because on the day I made money and that one was just a bad trade. So don't get it right all the time. Okay. And then there's your balance there. Now I document these on this. Now it's got a win rate of 87% on 32 positions, which for me is actually pretty piss poor. You know, that should be near a 90%, but can't always have a good day. Sometimes it's not very good. So you've just got to take your medicine. All right. But what it's shown me at this moment in time is I have a profit split of 21.32 off this account. Fine. All right. What you got to remember is we only started this beginning of this month and I was away. So this is only 7 days old. Okay. I didn't start the 11th of the month. 200 quid. We're already at 239. You know, the gross profit is that, but you've got to take into account swaps and charges, etc. All right, so that's what the difference is between them. So the current balance is the net balance, and that's the gross balance before cost. All right, you can see your costs here, swaps, commissions, etc., etc. Okay. And I take half of it for me, and I leave half of it for the account. The sheet itself works everything out for me. All right, tells me what position size to be at. Maximum, what my splits are, blah, 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 and I use it quite effectively. And it's telling me I'm allowed 21.32 out of this account. So what I'll do is I'll just round it to 20 quid. All right. So I'm going to take £20 out of it as my share for this week on this account. Okay. But where does that go? What do I do with that? Well, that's where the back end comes in. So let me pull that into shot. And you go to the back end of your BlackBull. And what you'll find is you've got your trading account, which is here. So the balance is the same. But they also use wallets. All right. I've got a USD wallet and a GB wallet. I'm going to put it in the GB wallet. But you're charged $5 to withdraw. Most brokers do on these things. So it's not a lot of money. But if I put 20 quid in here and then paid the $5, well, it's not really worth it, is it? So what I do is I put it in here and I withdraw the wallet when it gets over 100, and then it becomes worthwhile. So that's what we're going to do at the moment. So we're going to do an internal transfer. So we're going to take our source. So it's from the live accounts, that's small, down. And we're going to transfer it into the Scruffy wallet, just like so. And we're going to transfer £20. Okay. Proceed. Now, if I ever need to top my account back up, well, I can easily do that. Because now I've got £20 in there. And if I come to the trading accounts, that's been dropped by £20. Okay. And if I need to, I can put it back in if I need to. But if not, I can just go to my wallet and then I can just go click withdraw funds, and then you just withdraw the way you want to. You can put it down your Visa card, back onto your bank account, whatever, which is what I do. Okay. So if I pull up that MT5, you'll see the balance is now reduced. Now I'm ready to rock and roll for next week, and we'll keep this going. So next Saturday I'll be doing the web trader. The Saturday after I'll be doing this, and then eventually it'll hit 100 quid, and hopefully by the end of the month there'll be enough to put down in the emerging markets pot in the Vanguard, and I'll show you that now. So bear with me a second. I'll just pause the camera.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay guys, so before we go into the Vanguard to see the emerging markets pot, I also use this as well. It's an account inside of my bank that is for Save the Change. What it does is it rounds up. If you buy something, it'll round the change up to the nearest pound, nearest fiver sort of thing. And I do it manually as well. But if I forget, it'll do it automatically for me. So every time I look at it, I'll take it up to the sort of nearest fiver. So if I've got whatever the end balance is, 43.2, I'll take 3.2 down to 40 quid. Now Save the Change does it the other way. If I buy something for sort of 3.50, it'll round it up to 4 quid. And it puts it all here, and you can kind of see it. Okay. Now at the bottom, you'll also see there's a thing called Quidco. Well, that's a cashback app that if I go on Amazon or sort of Joanne's buying sort of shopping in Sainsbury's or whatever it is she's doing, we get a percentage back, and that drops in here as well. So it all adds up. Now at the moment, this has a balance this week of 17.88. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 15 quid out of this, and I'm going to drop that in the Vanguard as well. Okay. So I know I've got 20 quid in the wallet. So what I'll do is I'll just take 20 quid out my bank account, add it on to the 15 quid I'm going to draw out of here, and pay it into the emerging markets. And then when the wallet transfers down, fine. That just stays in my current account because I've already used the money. All right. So that's what I'm going to do. So let me log into the Vanguard.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Okay, guys. So we're coming into the Vanguard. It's doing really well at the moment. We're just shy of 105,000. So every day it's building up because it now looks after itself. Okay. The amount of money it's making is pretty darn good. And as you can see, its percentages are pretty good. So if we flick it onto the investments so we can see, what we are looking at is this one here. This is what I'm growing the small accounts. I am putting my sort of main trading as a slush fund into here. So if you want to get a gauge of what my size of trading account is, it's topping 100k. But we're going to build this up. Now it's only got 67 quid in it because that's what we put in sort of last week. But it's now starting to grow. It's growing on its own, which is what we're drawing attention to. So if we come to this and I flick this over, we can start seeing what's going on. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting a bit extra money into this. So Save the Change was 15 quid. And from our MT5, which is pot 1, there's going to be 20 quid goes into it. Okay. So it's thrown this out of whack just slightly. So we're going to come back to this in just a second. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go top up. So we're going to top that up. It's telling me I've got 383 that I can work with. So what we're going to do is we're going to say put our £35 in, just like so. Next. And the payment method is going to be a debit card. Click that on there. And then you start typing in your details. So I'll just pause the camera for now. There we go. It's now on coming through. So £35 is going in. I know what they are. Just accept it and click submit. And then it gives it a second and it'll pay that into the account and it'll put it into the cash. Now, every time the cash gets up to about a tenner, I'll then go and drop that into that investment as well. So if we put this onto here, get the portfolio, get the investments, there we go. All of that £35 is now gone into there, okay? And then on the first available price, which will be on Monday, it'll then buy units in here and leave the change in the cash. So let's just fill this in a second. So that is, I'll just move it to one side, just so you can kind of see. So the cash balance is currently 38.88, and the emerging markets balance is 69.87. Okay, so that's where the figures are, because I'm tracking the cash and the emerging markets for this. Okay, so 38 onto there. So what that does is that now tells me what's going on with this. All right. So what we can see now is we've added that 35 quid, which is dropped into there. It's growing really well. Now, I can just sort of track it on here so we can see what the monthly interest rate is as well. So if I just sort of equals the total all the time and then I can just copy that in, we can see exactly what's happening month on month. And then each month I'll just leave whatever the balance was there so we can see what each month has done. So our tracking at the moment is our save the change is the biggest part of the pot at the moment. But now our trading pots are starting to add up and catch up. And the idea is one of these will outweigh this eventually. So that's my MT5, that's my web trader, and I'll put a prop here. Maybe have a couple of props and a Darwin, and we'll put them here as and when they grow. But at the moment, I just want to see where everything's coming from. So I'm quite happy. So there you go. There's not a bank in the land would give you that in the first month. Not a bank in the land. So when I see comments about things missing in the middle, what I'm driving at with these videos is it's to show you a journey. And sometimes that journey just means thinking out the box a little bit. So in this case, I'm making the money work for me. So saving the change, that's money for old rope. Quidco is essentially free money. If you want to try it, there is links down below. It doesn't cost you anything. Just click on the link, goes in, and they'll actually give you some money to start it as well. So that's free. Vanguard doesn't cost you anything unless you got money in it. And then they just charge you a very small maintenance fee. There's a big boo-ha all over the internet about them putting their charges up. It's still minimal. It's about £1 a week. Well, depending on your account size, suddenly £1 becomes nothing. Not really. So you've got to put into perspective, is that £1 a week worth the ease of use? Well, for me, yeah, it is. You know, it's dead easy to operate. I just dump my money in. They do all the heavy lifting. It's fine. You know, I'm quite happy with that. My trading, just do it little and often. You know, I trade that JPY account pretty much once a day. I see the setup between 6:30 and 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'll either put a pending order in or I'll trade it before 8 o'clock. But I'll already have the idea in place, so I don't have to do any more analysis on that. And then I'll work it and I'll get the balance. Then after 9 o'clock, I look at the web trader and I do a set and forget that's already been predetermined between 8 and 9. So between 8 and 9, I'm doing my research when I finish the MT5 to prepare for 9 o'clock. Now, on that, I normally just put a pending order in. And then I don't look at it again until that's either complete. Then I can do my day job. Get that done by 12, 1 o'clock afternoon. Spend time sort of doing what I want to do. And then on a night time, if I'm not doing a live stream, I kind of maybe spend an hour ready for the next day, or I look at my swing trades. So everything I do is about making things effective for me. So I'm making my money effective for me, but I'm also making my time effective for me. The problem I have at the moment is because I run the group and things is getting a bit busier and one thing another, there isn't enough hours in the day.
They've done studies, 60% of the time it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Film, my phone's pinging and panging all the time. I will still answer them up to about 11, 12 o'clock at night when I'm going to sleep, because I think I should. And you can ask anybody. They message me. If I see it, I'll answer it relatively quickly. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I get some messages and I just think you can get stuffed. And they're normally the ones that's telling me to have a heart attack. But that's why you're seeing me on the Scruffy Adventures channel, sort of combating my health. It's a journey of my health and my sort of visits around the country on a ship or whatever. It's not brilliant. It's just, again, it's a hobby like what this one is. Just so happens I'm in hotels quite regular. So it seemed a good idea at the time. Anyway, so I'm going to have my coffee. I've rambled on too long. I hope what I do here just inspires you to be better. That's all I want. I just want you to be better. And if I can change that in a small way, then I think I've done a good job. But I'm only me. So I am going to be sweary. I am going to say things that people don't like. And quite frankly, so what? Does it really hurt you? No. Not at all. Don't like it, don't watch it, I guess. Anyway. Coffee. Because Scruffy likes a coffee. It's Saturday. I come in here because Joanne sort of cleans the house and I'm not allowed in the house when she's cleaning because she kicks off. Apparently I make a mess. Who would have thought that from a scruff? Never know. So as always, guys, do well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love. The money will follow. See you all in the next one.